to greater competition in academic. Okay, medyo mahaba yung sentence na yan na. Okay, tingnan natin ulit yung, so number 3 answer is there. We're trying to look for number 4 now. Okay, 4 and 5, fear of blank, increase
Mali.
in,
Parang alala ko yan, ma'am. Parang mali akong sagot dyan sa first fear. Parang perception yung sinagot ko.
which I experience almost every day are becoming increasingly scarce, he says. Outdoor play is curtailed by perception of risk. Outdoor play is curtailed. Curtailed means diminished, okay, decline, by perceptions. Ano yung iniisip ng mga tao? Iniisip, fear. Perception, fear. Perceptions of risk, fear of risk. Of. Huh? Fear or fear to do risk that has to do with traffic, as well as, okay, pag sinabing as well as, okay, another additional information, increased wish to protect their children, overprotective parents from being the victim of crime, perception, fear of crime. Okay, so 4, 5.
5.
And by the emphasis on, okay, what's number 5? Ito na yan, traffic crime. So traffic, dito sa line. Number 5, okay. You have to write your answers para pag nag-transfer ka onto your answer sheet, kokopyahin mo na lang. Do you do that?
Yes po.
Yeah, okay. Increased blank in schools. What increased in schools? So after na ng number 5. Schools is there. Siyang bilis. Greater competition. Increased competition in schools. Competition. Next, international policy. So it's the same. Continue mo lang siya, no? But the analysis should be like that. True, false, not given. Easy, average, difficult. No. Baguhin mo yung mindset na yan. I told you, when you see the question type or the set of questions in passage 1, the mindset should be easy. Alright? Don't be scared of true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given. Napapangunahan ka ng fear. Dapat ikaw yung siga, hindi yung IELTS ang siga sa'yo. Alam mo, attitude, it plays a big part in test taking, don't you think? Ako, attitude lang ako meron talaga. In any of my tests in the past, licensure exam, civil service, I never reviewed. Never. Bibili akong libro, reviewer, ang kapal. First 2 pages, tulog. Tapos, so pagising ko, continue. Pag abot ko ng 5 pages, tulog ulit. Until I said, I give up. Sige, test na lang ako ulit. And then, yeah, ganun ako. And then, puro ko like, well, it's more of like an IQ test naman kasi, no? So whatever you know, whatever's in your brain. It's different if it's like nursing board exams, highly technical, so kailangan may konting memorization. Education naman kasi hindi naman. But then meron pa ring memorization, like yung mga, ayan, hindi ko alam paano ko sila naipapasa. Siguro magaling din ako sa contextual clues. Anyways, so I'm sharing that. Alam mo itong strategy na to, this is true not only for IELTS, but any English test. Mapa-TOEFL, PTE, OET, the same reading skills are applied actually. All right, anyway. Do the following statements agree with the information in the reading passage? Okay. So pag tinagalog mo, Tama ba raw ang sinasabi ng
Questions.
nasa question? Etong mga statements na to, nagma-match ba doon sa sinabi ng sa passage? Pag ang sagot mo ay no, totally opposite, hindi nagma-match kasi may konting maliit na diferensya. Ang sagot,
False.
false. Okay. May keywords. Kaya nakita ko pa rin may keywords, pero hindi naman yun ang pinag-uusapan eh. Not given. Totally wala akong nakitang kahit ano dun sa question task na yun, dun sa
Not given.
passage. Not given. Okay? Parehong-pareho sila ng sinabi. In fact, ito sinabi niya, true. Do not overanalyze. Okay, let's try. So same, use keywords. Children with good self-control are known to be likely to do well at school later on. Yung likely na yan, that's a hedge word. Okay? Pag sinabing likely, future. Speculation. Okay? What kind of children with good self-control? Later on, future. Hanapin ang keywords. What number is that? 9. So, let's say, okay, nadaanan na natin sa 7 and 8. In a study carried out by Baker with toddlers and young preschoolers, she found that children with greater children with are more quickly when exploring unfamiliar setup requiring scientific reasoning. This sort of evidence, okay, so nakita ko si children, no? Nakita ko rin si good self-control. Ngayon, kailangan kong hanapin si likely to do well at school later on. Okay? Kasi minsan ang keywords and phrases nakikita mo several times all throughout the passage. So I continue to look for ang tawag dyan, may major, may minor keywords. Ang purpose niya is for you to locate the answers, okay, in the passage. This sort of evidence makes us think giving children the chance to play will make them more successful
In the long
problem
run.
solvers in the long run. In the long run, that's
Later.
future. That's later on. Ayan. And then I continue to read on. Baka mamaya hindi pa yun yung sagot, no? Wala pa dun. Wala na. Hindi na siya tungkol doon sa greater self-control of children. Okay, going back, number 9. So, is this true or false? Statement number 9.
True.
True. Okay. Check natin. Sulat mo yung sagot mo on a piece of paper. Okay, so lalagyan ko ng number na, nandito pala yung sagot. Okay, lalagyan ng 9 at isulat mo true. Alright. Okay. Go back to the question. Number 10. The way a child plays may provide. May. Ibig sabihin possibility. This is a hedge word. May provide information about what? About possible medical problems. Possible. Not 100% sure. Ayan. So, ina-analyze ko na kagad yung mga words used in ganyan-ganyan si IELTS na mahilig siyang ano bang tawag dyan?
Panggulo ng
Manggulo. Tama ka dyan. Alright. Saan na tayo? Given as, playful behavior is also an important indicator of healthy social and emotional development. In my previous research, I investigated observing children at play, children na naglalaro,
makes a child
can give us important clues, may provide information, can, may, modals. Diba? About what? About their well-being. Ano ibig sabihin ng well-being? And can even be useful in the diagnosis. Ayan, siguro naman diagnosis, ma-recognize mo yan. Of neurodevelopmental disorders like autism. Sounds like a disease. No, it's not a disease, but it's a technical medical term, right? Neuro means brain. Development of the brain.
growth.
disorders, disease, something that, okay. And specifically, the example is autism. Okay, going back. And then I'll just take a look at the next paragraph. Wala na siyang kinalaman kasi about children's writing. So I go back. The way a child plays may provide information the way that, so try to understand ko na, about possible medical problems. Yes, I think they agree with each other. What's your answer?
True.
True. Ayan. So sulat mo number 10, true. Pati yung brackets, kung saan mo nakuha. Specifically do sa last 3 lines ko nakuha yung sagot. Alright. Go. Number 11. Imagine, no, kung ganyan-ganyan ka magsagot, naka 10 points ka na agad. Diba? Ilan na lang problema mo?
20.
20 na lang. Kayang-kaya mo nang hulaan yung, sige, pag worst comes to worst, hindi mo talaga makot, tsaka ako ituturo sa'yo yung monkey style. Yan, tuwan-tuwa dyan mga estudyante ko, pero hindi ko muna i-share sa'yo. Manigas ka dyan. Ano lang yun, sa mga desperado lang yun ng mga manong. Ma'am, hindi ko talaga makakuha ng 17. Monkey style na tayo, kuya. Sabi pag sinabi ko monkey style, alam na nila ibig sabihin nun. Ayan, doon na papasok yung ano mo, educated guesswork. Ayan, pero there's a proper way to do that. Pero wag muna ngayon, later. Alright? I don't recommend for those aiming for band 7 or higher. Pwede rin naman. Nakalimutan mo yung time. 2 minutes na lang. I still have 5 questions to answer. True, false, not given pa naman. How will you answer 5 items in 2 minutes? Paano ikaw? Anong turo
Ako nga, ma'am, ang dami. Ang dami ko hindi nasagutan eh. Nang hula lang ako. Buong
Paano mo sasagutin
reading 3.
Imagine.
Nang hula lang ako.
So, nag-monkey style ka ba?
Hindi ko alam kung anong klaseng style yung ginawa ko. Baka pang monkey din yun.
Alam mo ba, when I was starting to learn how to teach IELTS, I only relied on one book. That's it. Well, mga dalawa. Oo. One book lang. For academic, one book lang din. That's it. I just focus on those materials. Ngayon, hindi mo na alam saan ka magfo-focus. Ako minsan, I'm also confused now eh. Kaya hindi ko masyadong pinapakinggan yung mga experts. But if I need to double check on something, tsaka ko sila pupuntahan. I rely on my own. Kung band 7 lang naman ang target. No? Pero kung band 9, ibang usapan na yun. You need to be at doctorate level na siguro, or math. You need to be a specialist. Ganun. Or highly fluent with the language. Ayan. If I talk about education or IELTS, I can be highly fluent. But ask me to talk about something in the medical field, I cannot be a band 8 siguro. No? Ayan. Anyways, saan na tayo? 11. Playing with dolls was found to benefit girls' writing. More than boys' writing. So there's a comparison. Girls more than boys. Playing with dolls in particular. Okay. Keywords, dolls, girls writing, boys writing. So right under number 10. I found children's writing here. So I'm going to start it. Whitebread's recent research has involved developing a play-based approach to supporting children's writing. Many primary school children find writing difficult, but we showed in a previous study that a playful stimulus was far more effective than an instructional one. Children wrote longer, better structured stories when they first played with dolls. Oh, there's my keyword, dolls. Representing characters in the story. In the latest study, children first created their story with Lego, with similar results. I don't see any comparison between. Yeah, I continue to read on because, it might be in another paragraph. So I'm gonna look for girls writing better than boys writing. See, I'm scanning. So imagine my This is your pencil. Use your pencil to scan. It's part of reading skills, no? I don't see any. No. Wala na, questions na yung susunod
Not
eh. So,
given.
not given. Alright? I saw that my keyword is dolls and it's not there. Okay. Now, if you want to make sure that it's really not there, go to number 12. Just leave this blank first, no? Put an asterisk there. Children had problems thinking up ideas when they first created the story with Lego. I saw Lego
Lego.
earlier. Yeah. Where's that? There. And it was mentioned only once. I'm quite sure of that. So I'm going to read around. First rated was there. First rated. Children had problems thinking up ideas. Did they? You can ask yourself, no, turn it into a question. Did the children have problems thinking up ideas when they first created the story with Lego? In the latest study, children first with similar results. Ano yung similar results na yun? Children wrote longer, better structured stories. Better. So it's quite the opposite.
False.
Diba? Similar daw eh. Eh, yung similar na yun, they were
Dolls and
better,
Lego are
longer. So this can't be true. They didn't have problems thinking up ideas. No, try to justify to yourself, mali ito kasi sabi doon ganito. Mm. So write it down. 13. So sulat mo dito 13. People nowadays regard children's play as
less
less significant
significant.
than they did in the past. People nowadays. Do they? So, saan ko siya hanapin? Somewhere here na, ano?
Teacher in the early 1970s.
Debate or controversy. Now, pag kasi sinabi mong, if there's a comparison, past and present, laging may debate yan. A debate always has two sides. A controversy always has two sides. Parang essay. No? So, yun yung keyword mo. Debate. Now, the landscape is very different with hotly debated topics such as school starting age. Some starting age, pinagdedebatihan ng mga tao yung school starting age. Yes, sir. Kung, yeah, if you want to write down your thoughts, underline or write down your thoughts. Okay? Nakalimutan ko yung question, balikan ko. People nowadays regard children's play less significant. Less significant ba ang children's play? Somehow, ayan o, importance of play, so underline ko siya, has been lost in recent
Less.
decades. It has been lost but not regarded as less. It's regarded as something trivial or even as something negative that contrasts with work. Importance of play has been lost in recent decades. So ibig sabihin, play is not so important nowadays. I'm gonna read on. Let's not lose sight of its benefits and the fundamental contributions it makes to human achievements in the art sciences. Let's make sure children have a rich diet of play experiences. I think they're quite. What's your answer? True, false? Not given. Number 13.
Not given.
Not given. Are you sure? It was discussed. The importance of children's play was discussed. Significant importance, right? Remember?
Lost. Lost in recent decades.
Napag-usapan ba yung children's play? Napag-usapan ba whether children's play is important or not as important as in the past? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Pag napag-usapan, dalawa lang pagpipilian mo. True or false na lang. Alright? Do they match? Statement number 13 and what the passage is saying, particularly the last paragraph. Do they match? You have a copy, right? Sige, try to read. Or are they saying quite opposite things?
Parang opposite.
Are you sure? The importance of play
That
has
one.
been lost in recent decades. People nowadays regard children's play as less significant. Ibig sabihin, nowadays, less significant. In the past, very significant. The author said, uh, it has been lost. Ibig sabihin, now, less significant. Do they match?
Yes.
Yes. If you need to write a diagram, draw a diagram just so you can outline your thoughts and how you understand. We actually do that in class, lalo na sa general training. We create diagrams on how we understood the text para lang ma-visualize namin yung answer. If you need to do that, you do that. Okay? So, okay, let's try more. Bakit ayaw mag-exit? So, truthful's not given. Easy, average, difficult. In this case, actually, kung may tiyaga ka, easy lang siya. Di ba? Oo. Siguro, how many questions is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sa tingin mo sa 5 na to, makakailang errors ka? Or ilan ang kaya mo? You're
Kaya ko
only
yan
allowed
lahat, ma'am.
7. Kaya lahat. Sabi mo na nagkamali ka ng isa. Yan. Kasi hindi ko sure sa 13. Remember, ha, you're only allowed 7 mistakes. Keep that in mind. According to Miss Anna. All right. Reading passage 2. You should spend about 20 minutes. The growth of bike sharing schemes around the world. How Dutch engineer Lud Schimmelpenninck helped to devise urban bike sharing schemes. Urban, try to understand what the whole passage is all about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tama ba? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Six.
7. English teacher talaga. All right. Number 14. Nasaan na number 14? Ito. Which paragraph contains the following information? So, pipili ka lang A to G. Oh. How many paragraphs were there?
7.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many questions?
5.
Which makes it a bit difficult because there are more options than questions. So, there are 2 distractors.
Saka may
Okay?
note.
Yeah. All
You
right.
may use any letter.
You may use any letter, yun pa, no? Pero it rarely happens. It rarely happens. What does NB mean?
Note before.
Nota bene. Tama rin yun. Okay. Description of how people misused, past tense, a bike sharing scheme. I'm gonna look for a description. Description. Only one. Bike sharing scheme. Sige nga, where can you find bike sharing
Like,
scheme?
team.
Description of how people misused. Misused. How people misused.
Word then.
We used. Could that be a clue to be used by anyone? Misused. So, mamarkahan ko siya. I'll encircle that. I'll also try to look at other paragraphs because it's possible that I'm. But then again, this is an article with a linear, progressive arrangement of ideas and information. So, most likely nasa top yung sagot. But let's see. If I ask you, what is paragraph A all about?
The use of bike sharing.
What's your answer? Sorry.
The use of the creation of bike sharing scheme.
Okay. The history, how it began. What do you call uh, the bike sharing scheme? What was it first?
White Little
It's
Pizza,
German. I don't
etc.
know how to read this. Ooh, I don't know how to read this. Doesn't matter because this is reading. So there was a perceived threats of error. To use the white bikes. Ah, white bikes pala yun. Okay. Original scheme. What was the original scheme?
Yung first ma'am, yung white, yung German word.
Okay. The first scheme was about
White
well,
bike.
yeah, the white bikes, no, whose main purpose is to well, answer to the perceived threats of air pollution and consumer. That was the main purpose. He recalls how the scheme succeeded in attracting a great deal of attention, particularly when it came to publicizing Provo's aims. Who is Provo again? The organization
Organization.
that came up with the idea. Mhm. They're a group of Dutch activists. Okay. Struggled to get off the ground. Mm. Kung mabilis ka magbasa, pwede mo siyang intindihin per paragraph. But if you know the structure of IELTS, normally the topic sentences can be found at the beginning of of each of the paragraphs. You have to know what each paragraph is all about. And if you understand topic sentences, they contain the main idea of the paragraphs. Ma'am Anna, why is it that some books or resources say that I should look at the beginning and the end, first two sentences and last sentence? Well, if you analyze it, you find the main idea at the beginning, details at the end, or examples. Okay, just doing that. Look at just the first part and the last part of each of the paragraphs, okay? Because you need to save on time. What is paragraph B all about? You have to take down notes, ha? So, kailangan isulat mo siya dito.
Original.
So that's the issue. There were struggles, okay? Uh, there were challenges to the original idea.
Was
Okay.
it was taken by the police. Removed by the police.
Okay. Ano ba yung hinahanap natin? How people misused bike sharing scheme. Letter C. For everyone to use. Letter C is about bikes meeting rejections because according to some people, it's bikes belong to the past. It's the future belongs to cars. And okay, but Schimmelpenninck was not discouraged, least discouraged. Okay, so you may wanna summarize that here, write some notes here. How about letter D? Bike sharing, my keyword is again there. Bike sharing scheme. Bike sharing. Never stop believing in bike sharing. Set up a system Copenhagen. World's first large-scale bike sharing program. It worked.
Or ano din.
It worked on a deposit. You dropped a coin in the bike, and when you returned it, you got your money back. After settling up the Danish system, Schelpen decided to try his luck again, misusing bike sharing scheme. Hmm. So here, the original scheme was actually uh, being asked to be paid. Instead of free bikes,
Like,
bikes started to get paid. Yeah, the use of bikes are paid. Hindi ko pa rin mahanap yung sagot. Okay? Ikaw ba nahanap mo na? I refuse to look at the answer key. We have to look for it. The system was prone to vandalism and theft. Chip card. This one is about bikes getting lost. And then the idea of chip card was introduced in paragraph E. Schimmelpenninck was disappointed. Wanted to set up his bike sharing scheme in Vienna. Okay, now the origin in letter F, the original idea of the white bike, the bike sharing scheme, went worldwide. Okay, that was the in Amsterdam today. So this is specific. Underground
they're
people
using
travel.
bike now.
Amsterdam does not have a successful bike sharing scheme. So people were prepared to give their lives to keep cars in the city, but that mentality has totally changed. Okay, so in G, um, contrary to what people used to believe, uh, cities don't need to be dominated by cars, and that's in Amsterdam in particular. Okay, nadaanan ko lahat ng paragraphs, but where can I find which paragraph is closest to giving a description of how people misused a bike sharing scheme. So this is bike sharing scheme in general because of the article misused a bike sharing scheme. Saan natin nakita yung word na use kanina?
First
Which
paragraph.
first? Did people misuse bikes in letter A?
No.
Okay. So how about letter B?
Uh, more struggles mo eh. Hindi ko sure kung
Wala, no? B is not a description of how people misused. Okay, how about C?
rejection.
Hmm?
About rejection. Nevertheless, the council unanimously rejected the plan.
Wala. Okay, how about D?
Hindi, before it was free, ngayon, kailangan na magbayad.
It worked on a deposit. You dropped a coin, but when you got your money back. After setting up the interest system, Schimmelpenninck decided to try his luck again. And this time he succeeded in arousing the interest of the Dutch Ministry of Transport. Times have changed. People had become more environmentally conscious. The Danish experiment had proved that bike sharing was a real possibility. However, so a new white feature was launched in 1919 in Amsterdam. However, riding a white bike was no longer free. Was that the original plan? That the bikes are paid
No,
or should they be free? Okay. So
it's
yun
free.
ang so could that be the answer? If you think it's a possible option, you mark letter C as a possible answer. All right. You check letter E.
Letter E, um, ano yun, more
Yes, Theo is a partner of
for
Schimmelpenninck.
vandalism and theft. Tsaka gusto niya mag-put up ng another system.
Is this about a description of how people misused the system? No, it's
No,
simply the idea of Theo Molnar, right? Abolishing chip card. Okay. How about F? Ganyan ka dapat sumagot on test day. Do not give up on the item until you're able to justify what is the answer. Misuse. Okay. Last one.
letter G, no.
All right. Have you decided on an answer? or possible answer, and which letter?
B.
Okay, just mark it as a possible answer. No, if you're not sure, you can always go back to it later. How about number 15? An explanation of why a proposed bike sharing scheme was turned down. Nadaanan natin to kanina.
About yan, ma'am, sa ano, rejection. The police people are, the police people remove
What letter?
letter C.
Okay, sulat mo dito sa tabi ni 15, C. Alright, dito C. Dun sa C, lagay mo number 15. Okay, it has to be like that. Next, 16. A reference to a person being unable to profit from their work. I think that has to do with chip cards not earning. Di ba? Alam mo, ang maganda doon sa ginawa natin, nadaanan natin lahat ng sagot. Ngayon, we're going a bit faster. Di ba? Have you noticed that? Mm-hmm. And you're accurate at the same time. What's the answer in 16? Nadaanan natin yan.
Letter E.
Wasn't profitable. Kailangan mahanap mo yung mga paraphrases na yan, ha? Okay? Wasn't profitable. Unable to profit. Okay? Pag walang keywords, ibig sabihin malabong yun ang sagot. Or walang paraphrase. Or walang example. Next, 17. An explanation of the potential savings, possible savings would bring. What letter?
Hindi ako sure, ma'am. Baka yung letter G.
Letter?
G.
G as
Kasi
in gamma?
yes, ma'am.
This
Kasi
one?
nag-change na daw yung mind nila.
Potential savings? Explanation would bring. Okay. Hanapin natin yung potential savings dito. Nothing is mentioned about saving. Okay. Another. Yung sa profitable kanina, ito. Tingnan natin. But financially, I didn't really benefit from it because I never filed for a patent. Walang. A reference to a person being unable to profit from their
From their work. No payment.
Ano ba yung sinasagot natin? Number
17.
17. 16 na sagot na natin.
In
Alam mo
letter
yan,
E po
lost.
sagot natin, ma'am. Pero ma'am,
Nahirapan ako kasi.
parang naisip ko yung 17 ngayon. Ang dapat sagot natin doon is yung letter E, yung
E,
chip card.
sa 16 dapat
Let,
F.
dapat po F.
Oo, kasi sabi ni Shimel Penning, financially hindi daw siya nag-benefit kasi hindi niya pinatent. Kung pinatent niya, may pera siya. Sa 17, dapat ano?
Letter, yung may chip card po, letter D ata.
E?
Letter D po, yung may chip card.
Sorry, D as in dog?
Yes.
Why?
Drop coin and buy dirt if you got your money back.
So may usapang pera. This time try his luck again. In the Netherlands, and this time he succeeded in arousing the interest of Dutch Minister of Transport. Times have changed. People had real possibility. So before it was free, now it costs 1 guilder per trip and payments on a chip card. Potential savings. Okay. Yun lang yata may usapang pera at paano ka kikita, no? No? Letter D. Kasi ang pagkakaintindi ko ng savings, natipid. Eh yun hindi eh, parang income. Tama? Oo. Kaya lang wala na akong makitang ibang paragraph na may
Na may
usapang
pera.
Nag-gets mo ba? Iba ang konsepto ko ng savings. Iba ang konsepto ni IELTS ng potential savings. It's more of like income. Hirap kasi nag-accounting 1 kasi ako eh. Ibang definition ng savings sa income, sa expenses. Oo. So there. So most likely baka letter D yung sagot. So yeah, I would just mark it. And then finally, 18, a reference to the problems a bike sharing scheme was intended to solve. Nadaanan ko to kanina sa paragraph A, I think.
Letter A yan.
It's for air pollution and
consumerism.
Okay. So pag dinaanan mo isa-isa yung mga ganyang paragraph, mas bumibilis ka and you become more, ang importante kasi, slowly but surely, every point counts. Alright? Okay, questions 19 to 20. Write the correct letters in boxes 19 to 20 on your answer sheet. Which of the two following statements are made in the text about the AMS? I want you to continue answering this. Okay? Ayan. Nakikita mo ito, 23 to 26, passage 2 na to. Fill in the blanks, read. Okay, same. Look for clues in the text. And environment and blank. They were concerned about damage to the environment and concerned, about damage and about consumerism. About noun. Okay. They handed out what? So I'm expecting a noun or a noun phrase or a gerund phrase or an infinitive phrase here. The article. That means what comes next is a noun. Ito yung prediction na tinatawag sa reading. Okay? From the passage. Kung ano yung makikita sa passage, yun mismo. If it's plural, you have to write plural. Same thing. See? Proper nouns are easy to locate. Pfeffer, Lucas, Nang and Sorensen. Lucas, Marudas. Hospitality. Mark the location of the answer. 27 to 40, difficult na to. Should I be concerned? No, I'm gonna do exactly as I did earlier. Okay, I will not be intimidated. Mm. Easy ang iksi. Look at the following statements, questions 27 to 31, list and the list of researchers. So here's the list of researchers below. Match each statement with the correct researcher. Matching lang pala, chicken. Okay, hanapin mo lahat si Pfeffer. Okay, si Lucas, si Marudas, si Nang. So, mark mo lahat, si Deary. Ayun sila, oh. Kasi once you mark them, alam mo kung saan ka titingin. Diba? Hotel managers need to know. Mandatory. It's not optional. Need to know what could encourage good staff to remain. Saan ko ba makikita si hotel managers? What do they need to know so that their staff would remain? I will scan. Motivational factors and the hospital industry. Employees, staff, success of hotels. Should, mandatory. What human user practices should organizations invest in to acquire and retain their
Remain.
same exact employees? Is it great employees? Good staff. Great employees. Some hotels aim to provide superior working conditions for their employees. The idea originated from workplaces, usually in the non-service sector, that emphasize fun and enjoyment as part of work-life balance. Superior working conditions for employees. In particular, fun,
Fun
enjoyment.
enjoyment.
Mhm. By contrast, okay, I wanna, so imamatch ko ano ko sino. So, sino nagsabi nun? Sino pinakamalapit? Pinakamalapit na researcher dun sa idea na yun. Is it Pfeffer?
No, walang hospital manager.
Usually, kung sino yung malapit na name, siya, yun yung sagot. But you have to read carefully because it's not always the case. Mm-mm. Most likely it's Pfeffer, but you have to read on. Ayan, no, sabi ni Pfeffer, in 1994, he emphasized, in order to succeed in a global business environment, organizations must make investment in human resource management (HRM) to allow them to acquire employees who possess better skills and capabilities than their competitors. Employee development, so he talks about employee development. Despite this recognition of Hmm. Yung last sentence, is it Pfeffer or Lucas?
Lucas.
Lucas. Yan. Ang tawag dyan references in academic writing. So you just need to read carefully, huh? Ayan. So if you think the answer in 27 is Pfeffer, then you write A. But you have to look for the keywords. Hindi ako sure kasi hiwalay yung paragraph na yun kay Pfeffer. Wala rin naman si Lucas dito. You try to make connections, you know. So this one is talking about the first two paragraphs is talking about the need for should, no, organizations to invest in their yung retention of employees is here uh, wala nang ibang clause kundi si Pfeffer. So my best guess is Pfeffer. So I'm gonna write here number 27A. Tapos dito lalagay ko number 27. That means 28 is here. And in 28, the actions of managers may make staff feel they shouldn't move to a different employer. Actions of manager shouldn't move to different employers. Ang kaya yun? Sige, let's look for the keywords. Competitors, other employers. Better system. Competitive advantage. Ayan. This talks about uh, under the, okay. What do you think is the answer in uh, 28?
Letter D. Sinang. May nakalagay kay Nang na
Parang si Lucas, no? Hanapin natin si little is done in the hospitality industry to help workers improve their skills.
motivate employees to work together.
Little is done. In addition, Lucas said this, and then Marudas supported Lucas. In addition.
Look,
Mm,
short.
what's the answer in 29? Ayan, so you decide, ha? Hanapin natin si staff are less likely. Ibig sabihin less likely, very little possibility to change jobs. If, so may condition, if cooperation is
Operate.
encouraged,
Courage.
where can we find that? That's
Motivate employees to work together.
to work together. Susulat mo dyan na. Tapos kasi pag sinulat mo dito, makikita mo kung ilang beses na-mention yung, or ilang beses mo nagamit yung option. Kung medyo 3 beses mo ginamit si A, most likely may mali dun. No? Kasi ang possibility of the answer being repeated it's very slim. Sometimes nauulit twice, that's it. How about this one, 31? Dissatisfaction with pay is
Low.
not the only reason. So ano pa yung mga reasons why hospitality workers change jobs?
Kay Marudas, may low compensation.
Mm-hmm. Ito ba yun?
Um, compromise employee morale and attitude.
Low compensation, there inadequate benefits for there you go. 27 to 31. Easy. The dreaded yes, no, not given. Parang true, false, not given lang naman ng approach dyan. Pero these are
From the
points of
writer's
view,
point.
writer's point of view. Do the following statements agree with the claims of the writer? Claims of the writer in the passage. Okay. 32. One reason for high staff turnover in the is poor moral. Nakita na natin to kanina
Yes.
eh. Diba? You see when you go through it step by step. Kasi the IELTS test is designed to be like that. No? For your brain to capture ideas. And then later on, when you need to go back to them, nakita ko na to eh. Lalo na pag minarkahan mo siya. That's why, note-taking and then highlighting, actually ang tawag sa ganun, highlighting information. Kaya lang, ang gamit mo is pencil, then you think of ways to highlight. It's either to, kung gusto mo star, gusto mo box. That's why yung mga college students na, alam mo yung mahilig mag-highlight, different colors. Tapos when you look at the page, everything is highlighted. It's not highlighting anymore. It's coloring parts of the sentence. You don't highlight. Highlighting means you want to remember something. No? Gawin mo to. Dito pala yung sagot eh. Okay, wag mo muna siya tingnan. And then, write all your answers in all capital letters when you transfer. For
Should it be
listening.
like that, ma'am? Capital talaga?
You're allowed to do so. Why? Kasi the letters are clearer. So, misspelling because of illegibility is, is less likely to happen. Kasi minsan, it happens, no, hindi legible yung handwriting, minamark siya as wrong. Okay. Did you learn anything new today?
Yes, ma'am. But
What? Like what?
gamitin ko yung strategy po na tinuro.
Marami pa. Marami pa tayong ano. Sige. Tapos try to you let me know kung I wanna show you some slides, ha? Yung lecture na to maganda rin to eh.
Yan, ma'am. Ano pa na po yan?
Napasa mo na?
Opo.
Halatang hindi pa tapos, no?
Opo. Isa-isa ko, ma'am, yung mga
Wala na akong
binigay niyo po
time.
sa Google
Grabe.
Drive.
Gusto ko nang tapusin. Ang dami kong ideas in my head.
Sobrang,
Hindi ko
sobrang,
magawa-gawa.
sobrang daming laman niya, Ma'am Ana. Tapos
Alin?
kailangan yung ano niyo po, yung slides, sa sobrang
Mm.
dami niyang alam, sa sobrang dami niyang informations, kailangan ko pang i-search yun.
Question 15. Easy. True, false, not given. Despite the 1990s, saan mo nakita si 1990s? Asian economic crisis.
Paragraph
Asian
5.
students. Kasi natin kopong-kopong pa tong material na to. Ayun, 1990s. Economic
Asian students
downturn.
sa
Economic crisis. Alam mo, mas madali ang IELTS before, I tell you. Ngayon, parang, kasi kabisal, parang alam na ng mga test makers na nauutakan na yung exam. Kaya pinapahirapan na nila.
madami na kasi kayo, ma'am.
Oo, kayang-kaya natin yan. Still dominate the English language classrooms of Australia and New Zealand. So, hanapin mo daw lahat ng Asian students. So, meron sa paragraph 4, meron sa paragraph 5, meron din sa paragraph 6. At dalawa sila doon. Okay, so read around. So, nung nag-read around ako, hanapin mo rin si Australia and New Zealand. Meron ba sa paragraph 4? Meron. Yes. Meron ba sa 5? Meron. Yes. Meron ba sa 6? Yes. Meron pa rin. Naubusan na ako ng keywords. Ano kaya? Yung English language classroom. Saan kaya? Ayun no. Hanapin natin sa iba.
Saka yung 1990s, ma'am, sa
Saka
paragraph 5 lang.
1990s, oo. How about yung still dominate? Demographic composition has not significantly altered. Ma'am, hindi ko maintindihan yung demographic composition, sabi nung karpintero ko. Huwag mo nang intindihin, kuya. Sabi ko, asan yung keyword? Saan mo nakita? Hindi totoo yun. Kuya, kasi kahit anong gawin natin, hindi mo talaga maintindihan. Sabi ko gano'n. Walang ma-offend gano'n. Pero alam mo, ang saya-saya pag skilled workers ang class. Tawa lang kami ng tawa. Tsaka game sila, they don't get offended talaga. Basta alam nilang So anyway, kuya, hindi mo maintindihan yan kasi hindi mo talaga yan maintindihan. Yung sige nga, explain mo, demographic composition, ma'am naman eh. Ganyan. O, nasan yung
Yung mga
keywords?
age.
Oh. Ma'am, pinakamarami po sa paragraph 5. Binilugan mo ba lahat? Sure ka ba? Yes, ma'am. O yung 1990s asan? Ganun kami, iniisa-isa namin. Ma'am, ang sagot po nasa paragraph 5. Ganun lang, kasimple. Rely on keywords. Okay? Pag nahanap mo na yun, huwag mo na pahirapan yung sarili mo. Ito. Question 2. That means easy. What reason is given? Ibig sabihin, isa lang. Oh, what reason? Lack of knowledge of hurricanes. At sea. Same exact. Little is known. Type 3. What two shortages? Question 22. Average. Are given as the reason for the writer's pessimistic outlook. Outlook is bleak. Pessimistic outlook, adjective phrase. Outlook is bleak, independent clause. Or simple sentence. Shortages. Hanap ako ng words, phrases related to shortages. In debt. Short term. In short supply. Tawag sa kanya destination key phrase. Okay? Kaya nga sabi nila it's a test of vocabulary. Pagod ka na? How's your brain? Are you still okay? You asked for this. You want to take a break? You want to continue? I have lots to share. Ito. Asan na ba si matching? Ayan. Ito na, last na. Do you see me?
No po.
Okay. Bakit? Matching heading kasi, a lot of my students find this one of their most challenging.
Ako din, ma'am. Lahat ng may matching.
Dali lang yan. Kaya lang kailangan dito masipag ka. Step by step. You should spend about 20 minutes on questions 14 to 26 average, which are based on reading passage 2. Ang reading ngayon, wala nang example like this. Yun yung one of the main changes in the reading test. Before kasi meron. Pag merong example na ganyan, I tell my students, hanapin mo muna yung example sa passage. Ito siya. Pag nahanap mo, i-mark mo siya. Lagyan mo example. That's your first step. And then you go to number 1. Ma'am, saan ba ako magsisimula? Magbabasa ba ako? Ewan ko sa'yo. Sabi ko sa'yo, paano ba gustong intindihin? Kasi iba-iba ang paraan ng mga tao. Ikaw, saan mo gusto magsimula? Sabi kong ganyan, gusto mo magsimula sa end? Sa tingin mo, maintindihan mo pag sa last. Siyempre, simulan mo sa una. Sabi ko, ganun. Kasi ganun naman ang ang any passage, sa una ka talaga magsisimula. Sabi ko ganun. Okay. Pero ma'am, posible bang kahit saan ako magsimula, makukuha ko pa rin yung sagot? Oo, posible. Kaya lang babalik at babalik ka sa simula, kako. Kasi ganun ang brain natin eh. Kailangan niya malaman muna ano yung before bago ka mapunta sa conclusion. Tama, mali?
Tama.
Ayan. May mga ano tayo eh. May compilation na nga ako ng mga ano eh. Weird questions.
Mga nonsense na question.
Oo. Sabi nga ng papa ko, common sense is not so common nowadays. Si papa maano yun eh. Tawag dito. Oo. Bawal kami. Hindi naman bawal, pero we really take care of what we say. Pagkausap namin siya. Kasi babarayin niya kami ng ganun. Kaya siguro, ano yan, tawag dito. Nadadala ko siya yung attitude na ganun. With whatever I do. With listening, reading, no? I think first before I ask. But siguro, not all the time naman, no? Sometimes I just blabber. Especially with the availability of social media. So tempting to post our feelings online, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Sa akin, di ko na ina-update.
But,
Hindi ko pa. Are we friends on Facebook?
ano
Ano?
ma'am, naka-deactivate po ako.
Bakit? Ay, meron
Kasi,
kang controversy.
ma'am, hindi ko po mapigil. Nag-Facebook ko,
Ay,
naubos ko yung time ko doon or nag-IG
totoo
ako.
yan. Totoo yan. Ako minsan, wala akong magawang work. Kakaano lang, update ng social media. Pansinin mo, hindi updated yung akin. New Year pa rin.
Merry Christmas.
Sa loob ko pa ako pake. Magreklamo, gusto magreklamo. Okay, so here are my steps. How to answer this. Analyze mo muna yung structure ng test. How many paragraphs are there? Bilangin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 short paragraphs. Some are a bit longer. Okay. How many headings are there? Including the
11.
example, 11. So, all in all, 10. So, 9 paragraphs to 11 headings. That means there are 2 distractors. Kayang-kaya ko nalusutan yung 2 na yun. Alright, so what should I do? Benchmark the example, if there's an example. Benchmark simply means hanapin mo siya at identify. Next, carefully, take note of the word carefully, read the first 2 sentences of paragraph A. Ayan. Encircle keywords or destination phrases. Ito na nga pala. Ito pala siya. Okay. Siyempre, basahin natin yung title and subtitles. European Transport Systems, plural, 1990-2010. How many years is that? Analyze.
Decade.
How many decades is that?
2.
2. Okay. What have been the trends? So I'm going to read about trends. And what are the prospects for European transport systems? Trends and transport systems, in particular European. All right. Sabi, read the first 2 sentences. Why? Topic sentence, main idea. Can you read it for me, please?
It is difficult to conceive of vigorous economic growth without an efficient transport system. Although modern information technologies can reduce the demand for physical transport by facilitating teleworking and teleservices, the requirement for the transport continues to increase.
Tanungin kita tungkol saan? Si
Modern
anong sinasabi niya?
Economic growth daw.
Economic growth. What kind of economic growth?
Vigorous.
Vigorous. Very fast. Anong kailangan niya para maging vigorous yung economic growth?
Physical transport, reduce the demand for modern information technologies.
No.
Need demand for physical transport.
Difficult to conceive daw eh. Ibig sabihin,
kailangan niya ng efficient
transport system. Okay. Look at sentence number 2. That's a long, complex sentence. Why did I say complex? It begins with a
with although.
preposition, although, blah, 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 blah. And then you see the comma there. That's the dependent clause, which means the main idea of that sentence is here. Begins with the requirement for transport continues to increase. That's the main sentence. Main sentences contain the main idea of the sentence, remember that. The rest are simply additional information. So anong sinasabi ng paragraph A? Vigorous economic growth needs efficient. Efficient means advanced.
Effect.
Okay, effective. All right. A lot better than traditional, of course. Transport system. Requirement. And yeah, we need vigorous economic growth needs it, and it's there's a continuous demand for it. Okay, that's a requirement. All right, let's take a look at the headings. Iisa-isahin mo yan.
Every paragraph po.
Wait and see. At at first, it's difficult, but as you continue to do the same steps over and over again, it becomes easier because as you eliminate options, you narrow the options and you become faster. It's so much faster for you, easier for you to identify the correct heading. At first, it's difficult. Why? You have everything in front of you. But as you eliminate, parang mathematics, eliminate the options. Okay, let's see. Is paragraph A about a fresh and important long-term goal?
No.
No, X mo na yan agad. Pencil mark lang, very light. Is it about charging for roads? Yun pa lang, mali na. No. Is it about changes affecting distances goods? No.
No.
Eliminate. Is it about taking all the steps necessary? What steps? No ka agad, di ba? Is it about the environmental
Cost?
cost?
No.
No. Is it about escalating cost of rail
No.
transport? No. Is it about the rapid growth of private transport? Pag sinabing
Yes.
private cars, yan kaagad.
Rapid may increase growth.
May increased growth pero hindi niya sinabing private transport. Sinabi ba niyang private transport or cars in particular? Hindi ka sure, balikan mo yung paragraph. Wala.
Meron po.
Saan?
Spectacular.